So living on off-grid power is not like what people seem to think a lot of the time. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about like misconceptions, I guess you could say. It seems like a lot of time people are arguing a lot in these groups and whatnot about how they think that if you're on off-grid power, like you're just, I don't know, like you don't have the normal things that people normally have in their house, or that you're like running around at night with candles and stuff like that. Which I mean, I'm not. It'd be cool, but I'm not. I would probably forget them lit. So that's a bad idea. I actually have rechargeable candles that look like real candles, so so there you go. It's one of the things that I recharge on the days that we are 100% full power is my freaking candles. um, but no, people perceive like as being on off-grid power as you living without a lot of things. And honestly, the one thing that comes to mind when I think that we don't even like live without it. We just don't use it a lot. It just depends on whether it's summer and where there's a lot of sun. That thing would be heating elements. Okay. I'm not used to filming the long form horizontal. I'm a vertical person. So heating elements, we just avoid them because they just suck down a lot of power. And that doesn't mean I don't use them in the summertime. Like we have a dishwasher. In the summertime, we're at like 100% battery at like 11 o'clock. So yeah, I'm filling up the dishwasher. I'm going to run that sucker because then I don't got to do dishes tonight. I have an instant pot, instant, whatever it is. I got a crock pot. That's all heating elements. Do I use them in the winter? No, not really. I mean, unless we have the generator going anyways and it doesn't matter, but like, we just avoid those things. So one of the biggest things in your house, most people's houses that has a heating element that just uses a crap ton of power is like an electric stove or a hot water heater. The hot water heater is literally always on. It is heating your water all the time, even when you're not using it all through the night, and it's just kind of wasteful. So I guess the off-grid power thing, you're really just being mindful of like what you're using because you know that there is a limit. And then you'll run out and then you have to deal with it and go start the generator and all that. So you know that there's a limit. Whereas if you're on grid power, not only can they charge what they want, they're smart meters, but we won't get into that. There's no limit, so you can just go hog wild. Like you don't think about, should I use electricity or gas for this? Should I, you know what I mean? Like you don't really think about those things. You just get the electrical one because there is no limit. And then you end up with this huge bill because you just keep on using it. Like I dry our clothes most of the time on the laundry line. In the winter, we actually have a line going back and forth across the basement, and I hang the clothes around the wood stove and dry them like that. I do have a dryer. I just use it mostly in the summertime, or I'll just dry stuff in the dryer that's like particular things, like undergarments or like things that you want like fluffed, whatever. And then the dryer that we have is actually a really small dryer, so it doesn't really pull that much anyways. I mean, the fridge is probably the thing in our house that takes the most electricity, to be honest, is the refrigerator. So, I mean, but we have everything. We've got gaming PCs, okay? Our kids have PS5s. So, yeah, those suckers actually take a lot of power. The Wii Switch. I'm going to call it the Wii for the rest of my life. I'm sorry. But the Switch, even when it's sitting in its little dock, barely takes any power. We just have a ton of rechargeable stuff too. Like we've just accumulated it over time from going from shed or tent to shed to the smaller version of our house to us expanding it. And we have bug zapper lights are rechargeable. The kids' tablets are rechargeable, obviously. We have lights, like actual little light bulbs that hang from the ceiling that are rechargeable. The lights that are in my living room right now have their own solar panel. You have your misconceptions of like, you can't have all these things, you have to live without. No, you don't. Not really. You just be mindful of what you're using and don't blow it all away on something that you really don't have to. So in reality, we have everything that everybody else has, except like our hot water heater is propane on demand, you know? So it's only heating the water with propane when you're using it. Our stove is also runs on propane, like our cooking stove. The oven inside technically takes electricity. It's just the igniter, and then the propane heats it, which was annoying because they said that it didn't do that when we bought it, but they obviously didn't know what they're talking about. I can go deeper into this. Like, just drop some questions in the comments, and then maybe I can like answer those specific questions, things that I just can't come up with off the top of my head right now. But yeah, I got all the same stuff. We just think about what we're using and haven't had an electric bill in 6 years, so you know, it works out. I'll try and answer you guys' questions, drop them in the comments, and they'll probably trigger some kind of memory of something relevant to this, and I can answer those specific questions for you guys, or even make videos on those things. So if you are going to be doing a solar setup soon, or that's something you want to do, or you're just curious, just drop it in the comments, okay?